Once upon a time, in a sunny land, on a grassy hillside, lived a tall oak tree known as Mother Oak. And Mother Oak had seen many winters and many summers, and her branches stretched high into the sky and stretched themselves wide to gather in all of the sun's rays. And on her branches were little bells dangling, acorns everywhere on her branches. And one of the acorns, a little acorn, marveled at all of the things that she could do. She said, "Mother Oak, you can do so many wonderful things." The little acorn marveled at how Mother Oak's branches spread far and wide so that the squirrels could hop from one branch to the next, and how her branches spread out so far that the birds could build the best nests in them, and how her branches gave shade for even the deer to rest in the shade on the grassy hillside. And one day the little acorn asked, "Mother Oak, where did you learn to do all of these wonderful things?" And the Mother Oak told her, "Your grandmother taught me. Watch and listen, and you will learn how to do all of these things too." So the little acorn watched and listened and learned about everything that Mother Oak taught her. She learned how to spread her branches wide to gather the sunlight. She learned how to turn her leaves when the sun was too bright and too warm. She learned how to make shade beneath her for all the forest below. And after she had learned all of these things, after Mother Oak had taught her all she knew, Mother Oak told her, "Little acorn, soon it will be time for you to go and find your own home." When the little acorn heard this, she was frightened. She didn't want to have to go out in the world by herself. But Mother Oak reassured her, "Just rest well, and every night you will hear the breeze going through my branches, carrying my song to you." And so the little acorn curled up contentedly and fell asleep. Later that night, the wind began to rise up and began to blow in the branches. And at first, just a couple little raindrops came down in little pitter patters at first. Soon the rain became stronger, and the wind grew stronger, and the branches began to sway in the breezes. And all the little bells of the acorns began dangling, and the wind grew stronger and stronger, and before the acorn knew it, she suddenly lost her grip and was plummeting to the ground. And with a thump, she bounced off of the hillside, and with a plunk, she began to roll down the hill, and with a plop, she fell into the river. The river had been swollen from all the rain, and the little acorn was carried far down, down in the water, head over heels, over the rocks and stones, so she did not know which way was even up. Eventually, the water began to subside and calm, and the little acorn poked her head out, and she saw that she had come to rest in some soft earth in a little pond that had formed by the side of the river. And so she closed her eyes and went to sleep. In the morning time, she saw that the water had receded, and so she popped off her top and felt the moist ground underneath her and spread herself down deep into the wonderful earth, just like Mother Oak had taught her to do. And that night, the little acorn listened, and sure enough, as true is true, she heard Mother Oak's song singing her to sleep that night. Day after day, the little acorn grew bigger and bigger, and she remembered all of Mother Oak's lessons: to be kind, to have good thoughts, and to make the world more beautiful. How happy she was when the day a ladybug came and played on her trunk, or the day when her branches had grown so strong that the birds came and rested on them. Many more summers and winters passed, and there was one warm, sunny day when she felt something tickling her at the end of her branches. "Oh," she giggled, and she looked out, and there, what was that? For there, on her branches bloomed yellowish and green flowers, and the bees and the butterflies were dancing on them, tickling her. "Good morning, Mother Oak," the bees and the butterflies said. "Oh, that's not me," the little acorn said. I'm Little Oak. Mother Acorn is up on the hill. And the birds and the butterflies said, we know your mother well, but we cannot call you Little Acorn anymore. Look at yourself. And the little acorn looked down, and she saw that she had grown so big and tall. And she saw that the squirrels were jumping from branch to branch, and that the birds were making nests in her leaves and branches, and that beneath her the deer and all the other animals of the forest were finding shelter in her shade. And she stretched her arms and gathered in the sunlight, and she smiled, for she knew that she had learned well and was able to care for all of the forest animals just as her mother had done.